Happy Wednesday. How is everyone? Feels like it's been the longest week to Wednesday ever. So glad to see you guys. Okay. Well, let's see who's here. I see that Top Dog was here really early saying hi. I doubt he's still here after all this, but maybe he'll pop back in. Four Leaf Whiskey is here. Michael Ask is saying, good evening, all of you wonderful whiskey people. Finishing dinner and will be stumbling back to the hotel. I am assuming he is still doing his things over there down in Texas. So James Morgan says, hi from the UK. Thought I had a chance to try it at Liberties of Dublin, but that was a restaurant on Wilshire Boulevard in LA. Slapshots Roadhouse is here. Jerry Black is here. Mr. Mon 310 is here. We've got Taste and Sensibility. Hello, Doug. How are you? Whiskey Mountains is here. Whiskey Mountains, all the love going out to you. I know it's been rough. You're in all of our thoughts. I'm so glad you're here. Bless her heart. She reached out to see if I needed a tracker, even with everything going on. And then MC, of course, is here saying cheers, and she's going to bed because it's late where she is. Gunnar L is here, and Livewire Whiskey, which, by the way, Livewire Whiskey is going to be tracking our stuff tonight for the giveaways. So if you use one of the links down in this description, make sure you tag Livewire Whiskeys with your number of entries, and also so that I can stop and look and see what note you left. So it is our last night filming from this particular bar, and you guys know what that means. If you've been here, that means it's the last night that we have a bottle in every box. So there will be two people playing the mystery box giveaway tonight and one person playing the Patreon Plinko. All that stuff is down in the description, as well as a link to our fabulous guests that we're going to have tonight, which I highly suggest you check out. In fact, let's talk about that a little bit. I found out about these two women. They are down in California, and they're doing some amazing things, not only in the whiskey community, but in the community as a whole to support women. And y'all know that that's kind of my jam. So their story is amazing. Their vision is amazing. I'm excited to have them on and have them share that with all of you. And unfortunately, when they come on, I have a huge apology to make. You have to wait for that. You know me, I screw things up a lot, and I'm going to say I'm sorry. So Bourbon Engineer is here. Hello, how are you? I do see that Livewire did put that in the chat. I'm going to see if I can tag that real quick before we get started. Let's see if I can pin it. There we go. So all your directions for the giveaways are now pinned in the chat. I'm super excited. So I'm not even going to do all the housekeeping stuffs. By the way, look who joined us. He's half sleeping. There's my Murphy. Murphy's here. He's hanging out. I think all the getting ready to move stuff is kind of making him anxious. So he ate my tamales. Okay. He ate them in my car. They were my dinner. And now they're all over my car because he's Murphy. Anyway. Okay. So without any more hoopla, we're going to bring on Sheila and Natasha. They have started a whiskey brand. And I'm going to let them tell you all about it. So real quick, let's pop them in. There's Natasha. Hi,
hello,
Natasha.
Hello. This is exciting.
I know. And there's Sheila.
Hi. I'm like, does Murphy need a tummy rub?
Tomorrow. Murphy always needs a tummy rub.
Murphy's so cute.
And he didn't get a lot of that yesterday because he ate my tamales.
He was in trouble.
I left him alone long enough for me to walk from one side of my car to the other, and someone opened their door, so I had to wait for them. And when I got in, he had my tamales everywhere.
Oh, Murphy was planning that for a while.
He was. Then he came home and pooped the tamale on my rug. It's
Oh,
fine.
yeah.
Of course, yeah.
Baby doggies. That's what happens.
Oh, Mike, what did I say?
Ah.
No, stop. Okay, I have an empty glass, so I can't cheers properly. And I thought I was going to bring my Eagle Rare out here, but apparently I didn't. So we're going to have to pick a backup. Let's grab, I got this. I can't wait to do a review on this. This is the Little Book Infinite. So I haven't done my review yet. So let's, ooh, do you hear that pop? Let's give it a shot. Now, total disclaimer, I cannot speak much about their whiskey because I had trouble grabbing it, only because, as you know, I live in Idaho and it's really hard to get stuff here to me. So if you guys go out and grab some of this, I'm hoping someone can help me out with that, because I'd really love to do one of the Women of Whiskey's quick reviews on it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, that would be
email
cool.
me or message me or something, and let's get that done. Okay. Real quick before we get started, got you entered. Michael, did you do something I didn't see? Probably. Did I miss something, Mike? I apologize, guys. It's been moving. It's fun. It's so much fun moving.
Oh, yeah. It takes a lot.
Yeah. And
not just physical, but mental energy too to move.
right?
Yeah. I'm in the middle of one as well. So
Are you?
Yeah.
Are you moving locally or?
Ultimately moving internationally.
Where are you going?
To France.
See, we all just had a friend that moved to France. Whiskey Central moved to France recently.
Oh, wow.
I know. Okay. Okay, I'm sorry. So Michael says he's in for 3 via Venmo. There it is. Says, I'm back here to lighten your moving load. You can send me more bottles. You know how that works. So, ladies, to catch you up, we were trying to downsize before we moved on our, I hate to call it a collection because most of them are open. So I've been doing giveaways since we decided to move, where every mystery box has a bottle in it. And the game is one person gets their name picked and they can choose a box. And then they can decide if they want what's in it, or they can try one more time. So we do that twice. And then all my patrons that are here get a chance to play Patreon Plinko with my Plinko board. And there's all kinds of stuff on that too.
That sounds
So
like
I'm trying
fun.
to downsize. Okay. All right. I got a little bit of this in my glass. And yeah, Mike says if open means no collection. He has 300 bottles at a collection of 3. There you go. So this is Sheila Jackson and Natasha McCrea, and their background is so fun in the sense that they were in the entertainment industry. They started out as wine lovers, and then they met over that love of wine, right?
Yes, that is correct.
And then it's like this relationship was born, and they realized that they both love whiskey, and it kind of went from there. It sounds like they have the same views as far as really wanting to find that place for women's voices to be heard, which I love. So
yeah, that's a big deal for us. I would say we met over at a film festival, Sundance Film Festival event, and we bonded over the wine.
okay. Okay.
That's kind of like the order, right, Sheila?
Yeah, and we're both serious hardcore whiskey lovers. Natasha's explored the whiskey world for years, and I grew up in Tennessee, where I've explored the whiskey world since I was a child. slipping into my father's
Since you were a child.
for the Jack Daniels to see what was so good about Jack Daniels. Everybody was
Love
drinking
that.
it. And we had no idea that, we both loved whiskey. We're whiskey lovers until I came to meet Natasha over drinks, for dinner
Yeah.
during COVID, and she was having an old fashioned. And I was like, "You drink whiskey?" And we had been friends for what, 4 or 5 years at that point. And it just spoke so much to the culture around women and whiskey.
And you
And
didn't know that you both liked whiskey, or?
not at all.
No, we had done
Never
vintage
talked about it.
wine bars, never talked about it. During the pandemic, we had virtual rosé yacht parties. We had worked on a couple of film projects together, but we had never talked about our love for whiskey. That was wild. And
Wow.
And I
yeah,
even
we
found over the years that, even after the release of Jackson McCrea, that I had friends, even childhood friends, people I grew up with that I assumed didn't even drink, let alone drink whiskey, who always have a bottle of whiskey in their cabinet.
I mean, I kind of feel like for a while there, especially for women, I know that in my industry, I'm a business owner, and you go out to an event where you're shaking hands and you're meeting people, and you carry around a glass of wine. Now, I happen to love wine, but it wasn't like I was going to carry around a glass of whiskey. Well, now I do, but for a long time, it was kind of taboo.
Yeah, the culture around it is evolving now, but until recently, the culture was very different. It's been very different around women and whiskey, and women have not felt as emboldened or empowered, like you said, to walk around with that glass of whiskey instead of a
yeah.
glass of wine.
Well, and I feel like you have more and more women making such an impact on the whiskey industry as a whole. You've got Jackie Zykan and Marianne and Nancy Fraley, and these women that are just coming in and knocking it out of the park. And the industry is starting to realize that scientifically, women are known to have a better sense of smell and a better palate. It doesn't mean we all have the same profile that we like, but seeing these women come in there and prove that and show that.
Yeah, our olfactory bulbs are 43 times the size of men's. So that impacts how we experience whiskey.
Yes, absolutely.
And everything else.
Yeah, and everything else. The research shows that women prefer more complex, nuanced flavors because of that. And we actually did do a study. We did some research and asked women what they liked in terms of the flavor profile, and we crafted Jackson McCrea based on the results of that study.
Yeah.
That speaks so much right there, because what a leap of faith, because it is such the whiskey market is so geared towards men that to take an entire brand and gear that towards women's profiles and what they like, I think is probably a very huge risk.
Yeah. I think it's a lot of people have a challenge too. Sometimes when we say it, they get kind of glitchy. They have to think about it for themselves that, oh, that is okay. It is okay to start with women and their preferences, and everybody else can enjoy that. But we're bringing people along for that ride. We're offering people an opportunity to shift their perception on a whole area of spirits. So yeah, it is a risk, but we stand in it from a place of power and unapologetically. It's like, this is what we're doing, and it's good. It's fabulous.
That's great.
The most common word from everyone, because we are collecting that data, is delicious.
Okay.
Demographics, male, female, older, younger. The most common word that we get when people taste Jackson McCrea is delicious. And that makes me smile every time they say it.
It should.
Yeah.
And I think the second most common word is, or if not equally common, is smooth, because that was the goal. That was the thing that came out in the results of the research, is that women wanted something that didn't have a harsh burn, that they could actually taste complex layers of flavor.
Hmm.
They wanted something really nuanced. They wanted a little smoke, a little spice, a little caramel, a little vanilla.
Yeah.
And,
Mhm.
that
Something
was,
really cohesive.
yeah, and something where they could taste the flavors. Because,
Complex.
there are a school of whiskeys that just have that burn and you're not tasting flavors,
Yeah.
you're not able to
Yeah.
Yeah.
savor it. So our goal was to really create something that was sippable neat and that can be enjoyed, in a classic cocktail or however you want to have it.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
and that's the thing. It's like we don't all drink our whiskey the same, right? Some
Mhm.
Nope.
people like it on the rocks. Some people like to throw it in their Diet Coke. Some people like to have it neat. Some people keep it in their freezer. I think
Yeah.
it just kind of I love the fact that it's geared towards, because you can take a lower proof cohesive whiskey and elevate it in different ways depending on how you want to drink it.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Whiskey Mountain says, how did you
I was
perform
about
that
to say.
study? Now, the thing you need to know about Whiskey Mountains is she's all about studies. She is a research scientist. And so
Nice.
she's,
That's
I
exciting.
figured she would pick
We
up
need to
on that
talk to
comment and
you.
made it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we probably need to talk to
Yeah.
you because there's not a lot of research around women in whiskey, and that was our goal and continues to be our goal, is to continue to collect the data about women and whiskey drinkers. Women
Live
whiskey
wire
drinkers, because
whiskey.
I know women have always drank whiskey. They've always been a part of the heritage and the story of whiskey. We invented the still. We were the first rum runners, and it's
Mhm.
just like, you know, it was important to us to ask women and bring them into the conversation just so they could be seen and recognized in the dialogue on how this whiskey that we're going to say is made for women,
Yeah.
so we can really say that in a way that has meaning and substance behind it.
Yeah, and Whiskey Mountain, since you do studies and you are a research scientist, the accurate term probably to you would be that we did a survey. We actually surveyed
Yeah.
women who drink whiskey and asked them what they like best about the whiskeys they drink. And
Yeah.
so that's where we came up with those results.
So Whiskey Mountains, I want to let you answer her question, and then I wanted to kind of touch on the other things real quick before we dive into your whiskey. But she's wondering why you all went for a rye instead of a more common bourbon. And I know what's behind this is she's not a huge rye fan, and we all try. We all try to get her to like rye.
Well,
Um,
I think this might
I
bring
think
her over to the rye side.
we like to say we're the bourbon drinkers rye, since
And we didn't
we
make
released
that up.
last year, because we keep
Someone
meeting
gave us that.
people, yeah, who say they only drink bourbon, they don't really like rye, and they end up loving it. And this is a smoother rye. One of the notes that came up in the research was spice, and we thought how interesting it would be to use a rye to bring the spice.
yeah,
And we took the Tennessee rye, because I'm from Tennessee and I'm partial to Tennessee whiskey. I'm not versus Kentucky. And we used that and brought it to California wine country, and we rested it in the French oak Syrah barrels, because we really wanted to use that tighter grain of the French oak to smooth out any harsh edges, to impart the smoke and the caramel notes that people said they were interested in. And the Syrah kind of adds a peppery kind of note in there that, for me, kind of marries with the spice of the rye. So it was just really it was an experiment in how we
yeah,
could leverage our love for wine and bring it into the story of crafting and the process of crafting this whiskey. But
Yeah.
but that's why we chose the rye. We wanted to hit that spice note,
mhm,
and we wanted to do something different. I'm discovering more and more bourbons that I like, but that's not my preference, because I'm not a fan of kind of the corn and the sweetness that I
mhm.
find in a lot of bourbons. But yeah, that was why we chose the rye. What were your thoughts on rye before we made this, Natasha? Because I can't remember what our conversation was around.
I had always been partial to ryes. The thing that I loved about of course, love about our whiskey But the thing that I loved about us crafting the whiskey is in the survey, it's very nuanced. The top results were caramel, vanilla, smoke, spice. And we were able to nail all of that. And I think that that caramel vanilla is probably what brings the bourbon drinkers into it. But
Yeah.
I was definitely a rye, a good rye. It couldn't bite me, it
Yeah.
couldn't punch me in the
You don't want
throat. It
the
needed to be smooth.
overpowering spice, right?
Yes, yes,
So let me
yeah.
ask you this. Being someone who I started out not being a huge fan of rye, and I've realized it's not that I don't like rye. I don't care for certain notes in the rye. So when you say spice, are you talking like a peppery or a baking?
W- We mean spice as in spices, like cinnamon or strong, like not a spice as in cut you down spice, get you sweating because it's heat type of spice, not
Yeah.
like that.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So a little bit of those baking spice notes, a little bit of the like nutmeg and that kind of thing. Are you thinking?
I don't know if we have
How would you
nutmeg, but I
describe
would
it?
say
Yeah.
it's spicy in that you do get a kick and you do get a peppery
Okay.
note and
So more the
added
peppery. Okay.
against that against the Syrah, being a part of that too. You're getting a little peppery note
Yeah.
in
I
there.
like a
Yeah.
little pepper. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So Larry R says, cheers, everyone. Thank you for the $5 super chat. I appreciate that, Larry. Good luck to you. I hope you are doing well. Chew is here saying, hello, women of bourbon. Chew, I don't know that I've seen you. I'm so glad to see you here. Joy B is coming in late, but wanted to show a little bit of love. I like love. I love that. Thank you.
Me too.
Yeah, I mean, who doesn't need a little love in their life, right? Okay, so I want you guys to hear a little bit of this backstory. I'm going to do like Cliff Notes version, and then whatever they want to expand on, they can. But this is the coolest thing ever. So correct me if I'm wrong on some of this, but Natasha and Sheila were both in the entertainment industry, right?
We are.
Are still okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And I got to tell you, they did some great stuff. And I made notes because I'm really bad at remembering stuff. So I'm looking down at them. But I forgot my apology. I told you guys I was giving an apology and I forgot it. So I'm not creative enough to make my own thumbnails for these things. So I send it off and someone makes them for me. And I was really overwhelmed with the move and the business and everything. And I did not catch that it said distillery on it. It is a brand. It is not a distillery. And I wanted to clear that up and apologize for that error. Because you're not distilling it, you're sourcing it from Tennessee, and then you're finishing it there in California in those Syrah barrels.
Yeah, and we have our distillers up in Northern California that we work with that are finishing it up in California wine country.
Yeah. And I think that's amazing because then you're doing the work, right? You're blending and you're tasting and you're finishing it and doing this stuff, which is not a distillery, and that was my error. So I wanted to say I'm sorry. Okay. But having said that, we talked a little bit about the whiskey itself. However, I'm curious, since you came from the entertainment industry, and let me just real quick, we talked about Natasha, you were doing a one-woman show, right? Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. And from what I remember, you have been an actor, director, producer, and writer, and founded the Love CEO Institute. Now, what is that?
Yes. Love CEO Institute is a personal development for high achieving women, personal development company. So we focus on women designing the life that they want with a solid foundation of self-care, self-love. So not burning yourself out, not running yourself ragged, but still going after your goals and dreams in life. And so I've helped women pivot, women change careers, women up level themselves in their careers, women find self-care blueprints after years of working themselves to the bone. So I want everyone that I come in contact with to just enjoy life and live it to the fullest.
Now, are you still doing that?
I do. I have limited. So I used to have a large group platform. I limited that to now only doing private coaching. And because I am doing the whiskey, there's a limited amount of private coaching that I do.
Oh my gosh, I might need to talk to you about that whole balance thing. Because whoo, holy moly!
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
Haley is
It's a
here.
new habit.
Haley, I'm so glad to see you 2 weeks in a row. Mwah! Thank you so much for the super chat. Good luck. I hope that I know it's raining here. I hope you're not getting dumped snow up there. I know it's a little early, but we all know how Idaho is. You just never know what's going on. I know that William Hall put a little something, something. I want to check real quick. We have to take these little breaks. Let's see. And then, so you're doing, it sounds like you women are doing a lot, but it's starting to kind of, the whiskey's your love, right? Is that what I'm understanding? You're still doing your other things, but
Everything's my love. I try to only do things I love, to be honest with you.
We get to love more than one thing.
Yeah.
And we get to
Yeah.
focus 100, give 300% to the things that we do. Because I had to describe it to someone else is I don't do one thing part-time and this full-time. It's just I'm doing all the things that I love and giving 100%.
Yeah.
I think
I
that
like
that's a balance to not get overrun doing that, right?
I think, like Natasha said, it is a thing of maybe, because we're in a startup space. It's just been a little over a year. We hit the year mark on the release of the whiskey in October this month. And it's been a different journey. It's been a faster gallop, with Jackson McCrea than maybe, some of the films that I've been in development on and some of that. So some things, it's an ebb and flow with each thing. And it's really up to us to figure out how to navigate that and how to create space and consistently create space to do all the things that we want to move forward, to still be involved and still.
And that's that powerful drive that some have, right?
Yeah.
So William Hall, I did get your
really
note
about
that
harmonizing.
Says moving 1 mile down the road. That's all.
Oh.
But in the move, we
Still
are
moving.
making our new whiskey library and our cigar and whiskey lounge in the house. So that'll be fun.
That sounds nice. That sounds
Yeah,
exciting.
because the other thing is, you know what? Some women have cigars.
Yes, we do.
A lot.
Yes, we do.
So a little bit, Natasha, on that. We had okay, sorry, I lost my thing. Natasha also has done commercials, TV series, directed the one-woman show Evolution of a Love Addict, and now is coaching.
I performed the show. I had a director for that, but I have directed someone else in their show.
Oh, I'm sorry. I read that wrong. I apologize.
That's okay.
Sheila, you started out as a marriage and family therapist?
Yes, I did.
Wow. From therapy to whiskey. I get that. I mean,
but I've, and I always tell people I'm a writer at the beginning and end of the day. If there's a through line in everything I do, I'm a writer and historian. And, but yeah, I started out as a marriage and family therapist and retired from that career to write full time and got into writing history books and writing for magazines and newspapers and all sorts of things, which got me into going to a screenwriting class, which got me into producing. And it went from there. And I've just found a way to marry those loves into, working in documentary and working in the historian space of helping people develop projects and develop the historic backdrop that goes along with a lot of the storytelling that they're doing, which has been fun, which is really fun for me.
And I think it's all about, if you find the things you love, it's easier to find the balance, right?
Yeah, because it doesn't feel like there's certain things that I do, it doesn't even feel like work. It's such a natural extension of just being who I am
Yeah.
and doing the things that I enjoy that it doesn't feel like work. But,
Yeah.
with starting a new brand, it feels like work in a different way and in a real way because
Yeah.
We're learning so many new things. And what I wanted to add for what you said earlier and for the audience is one of the big things about the decision that Natasha and I made that we still get to be creatives and work, do the things we love in
Mhm.
the entertainment industry as well as run this whiskey brand is it's about graduating from being entrepreneurs to being CEOs. So being a
Yes.
CEO, it's about building out your team, it's about delegation, it's operating from more of a macro level. And as a startup, we don't have the whole team yet. We're getting there. That's a
Yeah, it takes
journey we're
time, right?
in.
Yeah.
It takes time, but we're still able to delegate certain things. We're have both been entrepreneurs for probably 50 years combined between the two of us.
Yeah.
So we have a different view of how to get the work done, in a way that doesn't burn us out. Self-care is a very important part of our company culture and how
Well,
we work and we
I
just
feel like it's sometimes a hard shift. So like for
yeah,
me,
it's
I'm
not easy.
we're in our 11th year of our company, and I've been an entrepreneur forever, and going from, entrepreneur, boots on the ground, to all of a sudden CEO building a team. I feel like if you rush it, you can't see where to put them. If you're taking the time to find those that have the passion or the love and putting them where they belong to create this best brand, I feel like that's a journey.
It is a journey. It's really about harmonizing all aspects of your life and being willing to take the risk because you can wait until it's perfect. And you have to ask yourself that question. Are you really waiting to find the perfect person, or are you afraid to let it go?
Yeah.
And there comes that time where it's just a little bit of a stretch to identify the area and make it happen, or you'll
See it.
continue to burn yourself ragged
Yeah.
to the ground.
I mean, I'm
So
11
we
years
try
in,
not to
and
do that.
I'm 11
Mhm.
years in. I feel like for me, it's a matter of letting it go. So my husband and I own the company together for 11 years, or in our 11th year. So a lot of times is that we don't want to let something go.
Mhm.
Livewire
Yeah,
Whiskey is in for two. Thank you for that $10 super chat. Says, I have a dear friend who started an episode of CSI Las Vegas.
nice.
Funny.
Yep, I've did
Two for Whiskey
CSI before.
Mountains. That's a jab at me because it's a big, huge joke that when I was in a different life, young and pretty, I did some modeling and TV in Vegas. And it was a failed attempt because I decided family was more important and I couldn't do both. I didn't have that balance.
Mhm.
But he is donating his entries to Whiskey Mountains, which always makes me happy when people do that.
Aw,
Cool.
that is so sweet.
William Hall says, I thought whiskey was therapy. Sometimes.
Yes,
Nothing
sometimes
like
it
Always
getting
can.
real
clarity.
after a few
Always
glasses of whiskey, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
It always gives me clarity, which is like therapy.
Yeah, I
Um,
noticed you posted the question about what takes longer, getting a film done
yes.
or and it can be equal timing. It could be equal timing. It just depends on the film project. The thing about what we did is we sourced the whiskey that had already been 5 years old. So we weren't waiting for that, but we had been building our brand for 3 years before we had a bottle on the market.
Yeah.
And that happens sometimes for people. They're writing a script, they're pitching a script, it's taken them years. You always hear about those great films that took years to get someone to green light it and give you money. So I think it probably can be equal, Michael. Yep.
So to touch on that, it sounds like, okay, so I'm sorry, I got sidetracked. Sheila was an author of two biography collections, historical ones, if I remember.
Mhm.
Self-professed wine geek. So
Oh, she's a
Yeah.
wine geek. She's
I love
self-professed
that
and other
so
people.
much. So we live, and my viewers know we live, or right now because we're moving, but we live like 3 country blocks from a winery that our friends own. And my husband
Nice.
goes up and helps them bottle, and he geeks out on the science of it and how they're making it and blending it, and then sourcing with their own grapes and blending those. And I go up and drink it.
Yeah, that's research too.
That is
That's a form
research.
of research, an important form of research. But I have always been a wine geek. I always tell people my first wine and food pairing was reuniti with Bisquick sausage balls, and back in the day, that's dating myself. When
I love
Bisquick
that.
first came out. But I have always been fascinated with wine and discovering new wines. And, I went through all my gateway wine phases, the Sutter Home and Fetzer and
Oh,
from
yeah.
the box. And then you discover something better and go, oh my God, I can't believe I drank that. Then you discover the next thing, you go, oh my God, I can't believe I drank that. And I just got curious about, about what makes a difference, and learning about the terroir, the soil and the different climates and all of that. And
Yeah.
I've, gone through, I'm a level 1, WSET wine educator or sommelier. And then during COVID, I couldn't sleep. So I actually this will tell you how geeky I am. I knew this lady that was stuck in South Africa, another wine colleague that was stuck in South Africa during COVID. And she actually did a WSET level 2 study group during COVID. And I would wake up at 3 a.m. I wouldn't wake up, I was already up. So 3 a.m. I was taking the class. It was noon in South Africa and 3 a.m. in Los Angeles. And I took the study group, and she would invite different people from their vineyards, and they would come and talk about the different subjects and topics for the level 2 exam, whether it was about the soil or, whatever it was. And I just love learning. I love learning about wine, and even became an ambassador with the Boisset collection to learn about luxury wines and 100-point wines and all of that. And it's, the experience of tasting wine is very similar to the experience of tasting whiskey. So
Absolutely.
I've totally been geeked out on that because the flavor profiles are similar. You're resting in barrels, different kinds of barrels. So it's a very similar experience. So
absolutely, because you're looking at depending on the barrel, what you're pulling out of it, how long it's in there. I know that right now you're sourcing a 5-year-old whiskey. So being a Tennessee woman, Dickel fan?
Yeah, I'm a Dickel fan too.
Yeah.
I'm a Dickel fan too. And but I'm a big Jack Daniels fan, and I swear it tastes better in Tennessee than it tastes when you buy it anywhere else.
It always tastes better in the place that you have your memories. Every
I
time.
think it's just a memory.
Yeah.
The taste bud memory connection. I don't know.
Yeah. So
But
Miracle
there's something about
Miracle Martinez says, check out Miss Sheila's The Good CEO podcast.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. I started that podcast because I wanted women entrepreneurs to be able to see themselves as being able to make a positive social impact, no matter how small their businesses were, no matter how small or large. There's always ways we can get together and partner and do something good.
If any of my mods have a link to that, if you want to drop it in the chat, that would be amazing. If not, I totally understand. I kind of threw you on the lamb there. Livewire, I mean, so yeah, Tennessee whiskey. There's a thing about Tennessee whiskey. I'd love to hear that you're sourcing from there. Tennessee whiskey used to be seen as kind of like the starter whiskey. But holy moly, are they bringing out some stuff out of Tennessee that'll knock your socks off?
I don't know why it's been seen as a starter whiskey, because Tennessee whiskey has such a rich history, and Tennessee whiskey has that very unique Lincoln County process, the maple charcoal filtering, and which is what gives it that special flavor. And the other thing that gives it the special flavor is the water in Tennessee, the difference in the water.
I hear that. Yeah. I don't know the scientific part of that, but yeah.
It's just like with the terroir when it comes to wine and when it comes to, bourbons and whiskeys and that sort of thing. It's about the water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mike, you're not lying. I do love me a little Coy Hill. I'm not gonna lie. It's just in small amounts. So here we go. For those of you that are interested, there is the link. Whiskey Mountains did drop it to go check out that podcast. We know that we've got some serious knowledge between wine and marketing and love and passion and women empowerment and just some straight old life coaching. What was the thing that made you or inspired you to leap off from that and go in a whole different direction? Now, it could be a love of wine, it could be a love of whiskey, hence the wine finished whiskey. But like we all talk about our loves, but what prompted the leap to go into actually creating a brand?
I wanted to have a physical product. I just always wanted to have a physical product. I used to produce commercials and I would work with clients and help them with capacity building and, their brand storytelling and all of that. And I was and it's an extension of my love for the storytelling also of wanting to really develop and cultivate a brand that could have its own persona, its own energy, its own social impact, interest and just a larger mission, a brand that can do good. It's my Good CEO podcast and a brand that can really create value. And I thought this was this gap in the marketplace for whiskey was just such a great opportunity to do that. That's what we talked about that night that I met Natasha, over dinner, over old fashioned.
Yeah. Yeah. What led me to take that leap, that jump was the fact that oftentimes in life we have ideas or a wonderful dream or something we say to a friend, let's do this. And then we sit on it and we don't do it. And we're, in our 70s or 80s and thinking we should have tried this thing, or even our 50s or 60s and saying we should have tried a thing.
Yeah.
And I just knew I needed to be my best client. If I had a client who came to me and said they had an idea, I'm going to break it down and strategize with them on how to make it happen for their life. And at the time, during the pandemic, whiskey sales had skyrocketed. I knew that there was a really huge white space around women not being included in that conversation around whiskey. And when Sheila and I came together, the synergy of us both having the idea of having a whiskey brand, the synergy of the sales skyrocketing, the synergy of, we were getting to be a women of a certain age and saying, why the hell not?
Yeah.
Let's do it. So that was what really catapulted me into leaping and jumping off into that.
Yeah. I mean, even just the women of whiskeys, it literally came from saying, wow, I love whiskey and there's very few women I can relate to in the YouTube community. And I went, wait, there's a gap there. And the last thing I need with my company is I need to do a YouTube channel. Like I need a hold of my head. And I remember saying, I can't do it by myself. I have to have a partner. So I got a partner. And then life happened. And then I actually, Kathy Jo, most of my viewers know Kathy Jo. I met her at the winery. And the whole premise was we got to watch her journey going from wine to whiskey and the similarities of that and how that evolution happened with her. And bless her, she, her daughter's senior year, she's the Bronco girl at the Boise State University. I mean, she graduated college. She has all this stuff going on and family first, right? So here I am doing the whiskey channel that I couldn't do without a partner. By myself.
By yourself.
And that's okay. You find what you love and what you're passionate about, and you just put it out there and you take that leap.
Yes.
And I feel like what resonated about reading about you guys when Olivia reached out was that same, it was like a step above that. So for me, I'm like, this isn't going to be paying my bills. This is a passionate thing. And whereas you're like, from what I understand, you can correct me if I'm wrong, what the feeling I got that resonated with me was, this is a passion filling a need for women as a whole, not excluding anyone else, but there's this community that needs a little lift up to say it's okay, and let's look at what you want.
Mm-hmm.
Does that
Exactly.
sound right? Am I?
Yeah, it's about inclusion,
Yeah.
not exclusion at all. It's definitely about inclusion of a community that's been removed from the narrative.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we've always been a part of whiskey.
So Mrs. Independent Joe says, with all the different distilleries to source from, what made you choose Tennessee whiskey to be your primary profile, and was MGP ever an option?
Because
We
I'm
chose
from
not to
Tennessee.
do, yeah. Yeah,
Go ahead,
Sheila,
Natasha.
we chose not to do MGP, and because Sheila's from Tennessee, we wanted
I mean, I
to
love
have
that. I love
our
it.
whiskey born in Tennessee, raised in California is what we always say. But we wanted that to be part of our story. You know, our
Yeah.
story is that's who we are. What makes us more connected to it.
Yeah.
In a way. And so that's why we chose Tennessee. So we searched and found a beautiful, beautiful whiskey.
So we are about 10 minutes to the top of the hour. Right now, I'm going to make a quick little housekeeping announcement. I cannot believe, I think it's because we're chatting so much, we're having such a great time. I cannot believe the great odds on the giveaway. I'm actually very stoked because I know you guys have never been on my channel. I love to give away free shit.
I
That's
love
why I don't
it.
make a profit. But it's okay because this is my Whiskey Tube family and the odds are really great tonight. So thank you for those of you that have entered. We are going to cut the giveaways off probably in 10 to 15 minutes. And then we'll do them from there. You still have time for the Patreon entries. But for me, part of my love about women getting into the whiskey community is maybe they always had a voice and they didn't know it, or maybe they've always had a voice and I didn't know it. And as I dive in, I'm hearing voices that have always been there and I just didn't know it. And so I correct myself a lot because I came into this thinking, well, it's a man-dominated industry and it needs a place for women. But I'm realizing there are women that have been around a long time and I just wasn't listening correctly.
Well, I think also it wasn't enough. I mean, it was getting lost in the other. So you can listen, you could be in a crowded room listening, but the person across the way who's trying to speak to you, you may not hear them because everybody else is talking loud.
Yes.
So
that's
I
a very
wouldn't
good
blame
point.
that on yourself. You know, you're looking now, so you might see the person across the room. You can't hear what they're saying, and now you just walk across the room so you can hear them a little better. But I wouldn't blame yourself for not knowing.
At my age, I just put my hearing aids in. It's fine.
But women haven't been taking up space in the whiskey world, you know, and there have not been a large enough constituency, you know, for women to even have been given a dominant voice in the whiskey space. So
I would
think that's a big part of it too, because when we look at whiskey, like when we did our research, 70% of the whiskey ads out there feature men. So that's another thing that gives us the impression that this is a male space and that it's not for us. You know, so those are little subtleties like that influence how you perceive the industry.
As
and
well
you
as
take a look at like say these shows. Like my favorite example is Yellowstone. If you've watched the series Yellowstone, you have these rough and tough cowboys, which I am not complaining about rough and tough cowboys.
me neither.
And they've got their whiskey on the rocks, or they've got their whiskey neat, and or Mad Men, same thing. And each one, I'm not going to get commercially and mention the whiskeys, but each one of these is featuring certain whiskeys without featuring them, because they're rough and they're manly and they're awesome. And then you turn around and you see someone like the woman on Yellowstone who's ordering her whiskey and she's drinking it and she's going out, she's rough and tumble. But what about those of us that wear heels and a dress and like to have some
Exactly.
Yeah, that was going to be my point. A lot of women who have came into the industry, I'm going to say mimicking. Hopefully nobody gets mad at me about that, but just wanting to fit in. I mean, that's just like when women started getting into the workforce a long time ago. You came in wanting to fit in. You didn't want to, shine this unnecessary attention on yourself. And so now I think one of the things that we like to do is live our lives that give other people permission to live out loud as well. And so that's one of the reasons why Sheila and I talk a lot about balancing the feminine and masculine energy. That's who we are. We have very balanced feminine, masculine energy. And so we want to make sure that we represent both. And it can be kind of scary too, if you're coming into an industry and you're saying, great, our woman's going to have some stilettos on and a red dress versus she has cowboy boots and jeans on with a big belt and a hat. And that's cute and fly too. But that's usually, what most people would have done initially to be able to fit in, to be able to guarantee their success.
Yeah, we didn't want to represent the Wild Wild West or the Old South. We wanted to represent contemporary culture in an inclusive way. I love this question. Do we prefer whiskey or wine when out at a restaurant or bar? I will say, for me, you got to have a good wine list for me to order.
Yeah,
because I have good wine at home most of the time.
So
and great whiskey.
I mean, you can't rival my box.
Yeah, I go back and forth, but I will order a good old fashioned, or look at your list, but I'm a good old fashioned or a great Manhattan.
Yeah,
So,
I'll
okay,
do
on that,
an old fashioned to start and wine with my meal.
Oh, I like that.
I'll do,
That's how I roll.
when we go out, we'll do both.
So here's a question. Okay, I can go whiskey to wine, but I can't go wine to whiskey. If I go wine, you can ask the people that have seen me on Livewire Whiskey Show.
Yeah.
He does pub style on Sunday nights. I used to go to the winery on Sundays, and I had to stop going on his show because I could have 2 glasses of wine, 1 whiskey, and I'm like on the floor. It's not.
You gotta know your body. You gotta know your body.
I do want to touch on a couple of things. I've got some overlays because I want the viewers to see something really cool here. First of all, when we're talking about, it is a thing. I know we aren't supposed to talk about it. It's not polite, but in movies and commercials and the stuff, it's portrayed like if you're a woman drinking whiskey, you're a scrapper and tough, and I am 5 feet tall, and I think I'm badass, but I'm not. So
you can be both. You can be both.
I'm good with my words, but I want to show you 2 beautiful women that are like, you know what? We like wine, we like whiskey. We can show you how to get your life together through our life coaching. We can do some entertainment stuff. We are all there. And look at the life just flowing out of these women. I love this picture so much. I looked at a lot of pictures. I love this picture.
Thank you. That was fun. That was a fun photo shoot.
It just resonates a love for life.
Yeah. We want to enjoy life. We're determined to enjoy
I'm all about enjoying it. Every moment.
We have, just so you guys know what to look for, right now, from what I understand, you are in California is where you're distributing like on shelves, correct?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But they do have a website, which is in the description of this video, where you can order it. And let me show you what you're looking for. You're looking for this bottle right here. Jackson McCrea. It is a 5-year-old rye whiskey, and it is, you know what is the proof of this, ladies?
It's 90
90
Yeah.
proof.
So it is a nice sipper. It's great if you have a beginner bourbon rye whiskey drinker. Start them out with this, or if you're like me and I just want something I don't have to think about and I can just enjoy the notes and sip on it and not get that smack in the face. That's what you're looking for right there. No, Haley, it does not ship to Idaho. I tried that, and we're gonna work out something. If I can procure it, I will definitely get some to your doorstep because I know we're close. Whiskey Mountain's like that. She said it's freaking awesome. She liked that marketing picture. I feel like half my chat just left. But that's okay. I mean, it's not the first time, right? So
They'll come
I want
back.
to
They'll
say
forgive
before we like wrap this up, we've talked about vision. We've talked about your passions. We've talked about your past and your current, but I haven't heard you say in your words, what is your vision for Jackson McCrea? Like A, the vision of what it'll do, and B, the vision of where it'll go.
Yeah. Jackson McCrea is here to change the face of whiskey. We want to be able to be in history books when you talk about women in whiskey, and to be a global brand that brings people together. We want to include women in the conversation. And we want to empower women just in standing in who we are to go after their own goals and dreams, even when it looks like it might be hard. I know you can add that too, Sheila.
No, you took the words right out of my mouth. And the only thing I would add is just to empower women to disrupt. That's one of the things and one of the terms that we use. Somebody said, oh, that has a negative spin on it. But this is an age in which we need to disrupt, we need to take up space unapologetically and be empowered and be okay with being seen and taking up that space. Because, it's time for us to just be authentic, to stand in our power, and to really make the contributions that we want to make, regardless of what the status quo is out there. And that's kind of the larger mission of the brand, is really empowering women in those ways, along with that self-care piece. Our social impact is around starting a self-care revolution
I love that.
for women.
Oh, yeah. So the revolution, I did make a note. Tell me about the JM 100.
Oh, our JM 100 is our social impact advisory. And our goal is to bring together 100 women. We're starting out now and we're working our way up to 100 women across the country and ultimately globally, who can, stand with us in our mission to kind of have a self-care revolution for women, to encourage self-care, to support organizations that empower women in those ways, and to connect us to those organizations and let us know where we need to be and who's out there doing the work that we can champion. So that's what our JM 100 is about.
I love that.
We want self-care to be something we don't apologize for. We want women to know self-care is not selfish, because women are doing more than we've ever done before in the past. And the more we do, the more we need to elevate our self-care game.
Yeah. And one of the things
that's like a great message.
Yeah, it's a really big deal for us, because that's been the foundation of how I've entered that personal development world. And I like to say self-care is selfish. It's okay to be selfish. In my practice, I talk about that. But we want to really make sure that that's a foundation.
I feel
yeah.
I think I'd love to sit here and say that it's hard for women to be selfish. Okay, it is. It's hard for a lot of givers in general, or caretakers in general, to be selfish.
Yeah, and it's my thought is you should be your number one, because you can only authentically give from a full cup. You can give from the overflow of the cup. Because if you're giving from the half empty cup, that becomes a problem. It builds resentment, not to mention your health being depleted. So it's really important to pour as much into your cup. And if you need to trick yourself, just think, I'm pouring it into this cup so that I can give more. Go on and trick yourself to do
Oh
that
my
if you have
God.
to.
I'm going to live by that now.
Yeah, I'm pouring into my cup so I can give more.
But the culture has shamed us for taking care of ourselves. And that's where that term of, selfishness comes. And it's not selfish. It's absolutely necessary. And the older you get and the more you do, the more it's necessary to take care of yourself.
Absolutely. Livewire Whiskey says, women whiskeys, check out Malam's comment in Venmo. Okay, ladies, you have not been blessed with a Malam comment yet.
Oh,
so
bless
here
us,
we go.
please. I hope it's a blessing.
It's usually a tongue twister that I screw up and don't get the beat right, but we're going to give it a shot.
Okay.
Awesome.
All right. So Malam is in for 5 entries, and he says, with whiskey, women would walk around the world, talking tips to tasting tipsy sips, so surrounding sisters, sing songs of saucy stippled strengths. Memories made men, dismayed muddled myths, or melodies of mild myths, mixed meant to max meaningful mouths to masses of madams.
Malam is a wordsmith. Can you send that to us?
Yeah, can we get that? I'm like, how do we get that?
Someone clip that for me. Someone clip that and send it to me so that I can pass that on to these beautiful women.
That's amazing. Thank you, Malam.
Lovely.
Malam says, I want my cup full. Take care of yourself before you can take care of others.
Yeah, it's important.
Yes.
Yes. Michael says, if you don't make wellness a priority, then work will suffer. It's a catch-22.
Exactly. Self-care is conducive to your bottom line, business owners. I guarantee it.
Yeah.
I think self-care is important. It's amazing to me how easy it is for us to be critical and hard on ourselves, but how easy it is to care for ourselves and cut ourselves a break. Oh, how I got that backwards. Sorry. Hard it is.
Well, we're in this grind hustle culture,
Can't do it.
We have to change that.
Adriana, you're so right. That's why you're Latino and I'm blonde. Okay. It's fine. I love that gal. So those of you that aren't in Patreon or didn't get the message, Adriana Whiskey Mountains, I know that she was supposed to be here over the weekend, and we were supposed to do our Criminals and Cocktails series together. And then there was a tragic accident in her family. So we have postponed that to November, I believe it's 4th. Where we will do that stream. However, don't forget the day before Halloween on the usual Wednesday Live, we're doing the short 3 or 4 crime montage and a cocktail. So if you like true crime and you like a little whiskey cocktail, that's where you want to be. And maybe a costume. It could happen. I don't know. But yes, so please respect her privacy during this, but throw some good vibes her way. Let's see. Before we say goodbye to our guests, I feel like the theme, and I love saying I feel like because I'm usually 60 to 40% right or wrong. I feel like the theme is empowerment for what you love and courage for things you want and self-care is kind of what I took away from this. And then we talked about empowering women and finding a place in the society. But I think the underlying current is everyone being accepting. That's what we need in all communities is acceptance across the board, right?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, that's real.
we're gonna do some giveaways. I know the ladies have somewhere else they have to be. Is there anything else that you can share with us? I know we're talking about a 5-year rye whiskey sourced out of Tennessee, but finished in California in a beautiful Syrah barrel. What's next? And I know we've got holidays coming up. And from what I'm hearing, and I'm definitely going to get something to figure this out because I got a lot of cocktails. We got Clash of the Cocktails contest coming up. We got all the things. So holiday cocktails, I understand, are good with this rye. A low proof rye makes the best smoked cocktails, whether it's old fashioned.
Oh yes, definitely. If you have a smoker,
Get your smokers out. Let's do some stuff
and cook with some rye. I would urge people to come to our website and subscribe to our newsletter, because our goal with the newsletter is to show you how to elevate your experience with Jackson McCrea, whether that's through the cocktail recipes, the food pairings, and actually cooking with Jackson McCrea. Jackson McCrea, a lot of the chefs we work with have told us that rye, the spice of that rye and that complex flavor palette is perfect for cooking. So we're going to be sharing a lot of recipes over the next 2 months. In particular, we're going to be upping our recipe sharing, for the holidays, for the desserts, for the sauces, all of that. So
what hits me on that is I hear smoked brisket. That's what I hear.
Ooh, yes, and yes.
That's what I hear. Or a brine turkey. I hear a brine turkey in there. But I am excited to look at the recipes. I did put that website down in the description. I'm super excited about that.
We try to share as much as we can.
I love what you got going on over here.
Was that an invite, says Livewire? Mr. Mom says, thank you ladies for sharing your story with us tonight. Best wishes in your whiskey venture.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And then Malam says, brisket? I hear something about me.
Jackson McCrea glaze on that brisket.
Oh, yes.
Glaze? What?
Yeah. I said we need a Jackson McCrea glaze.
Oh, glaze. I thought you meant like Lay's potato chips. I'm like, really?
Oh.
Ladies, I am so happy that we got to do this. I honestly had never heard of your brand, and I'm so grateful that I got to, and that we have so much in common. And I appreciate you making the time to join me and my people.
Absolutely.
We love it. I love your tribe. This is fabulous.
I know. Great questions, great energy, great writers.
Thank you.
Oh, wait. So Michael S. has one last question. Did I see Chef Carla Hall on the website? I love that woman.
Yes,
you did.
Privilege of meeting her.
She's a great friend and a great fan of Jackson McCrea, and she's one of the chefs I was, that said, she thinks it's a great whiskey to cook with. So we're hoping for some recipes coming down.
And it's funny because she doesn't drink, but she said this is fabulous to cook with. Yep. And that says a lot to me.
Well, while the ladies go ahead and carry on their evening, I'm going to share our promo video and all the details about the Clash of the Cocktails contest that's coming up.
Ooh,
and then we are going to get into our giveaways. So
thank you so much.
Yes, thank you, and goodbye, everybody.
Thank you for having us. Have a great night.
You too. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. All right, here we go, guys. It's time again. It's time again for Clash of the Cocktails. Bye. I think she wanted to see our little intro there. She seemed excited. It's time. It's time for Clash of the Cocktails. So have a cocktail you want to enter. Get it to me by the end of November. If you want to know how that works, just email me at womenofwhiskies@gmail.com. Here's the thing. There is a category for whiskey cocktails, a category for non-whiskey cocktails, and a category for the best name of the cocktail. The cocktail has to be yours. It can be similar to a standard cocktail, but it has to have your unique twist on it. And I need all the ingredients, enough to make 4 cocktails. If you have a perishable ingredient, I will purchase that. Just let me know. We have guest judges. If you guys remember Julie, my neighbor who said she loves whiskey, she's also a bartender. She's coming on as a guest. We'll have some other guest judges on. Going to be so much fun. The actual contest starts December 4th. I'm excited, but I need to get some entries in. I'm going to be putting together a sign-up sheet, but until then, please just email me or message me or something letting me know you want to do it. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. There's great prizes, and then there's the Grand Titan. I mean, only one can be the Grand Titan. So, fun times. Okay. Oh, all right. Guys, were they not just the bestest? I love them so much. All right, I missed something here. A whiskey and meat wheat. Oh. Travels want to apologize for Michelle. She's not as funny as we are. That's probably true. It's fine. Thanks. Let's see. Cool promo. The promo was made by Whiskey Mountains, by the way. I really tried and I failed, and I sent her kind of what I had, and she rocked that shit, right? You want to do it, then do it. Nope, doesn't work. All right. Okay, so I freaking love them too. Can I just say, I love the fact that they're so passionate about so many things and they make it work, right? They make it work. When you're flying in on the 14th, Michelle, Frankie's birthday. I didn't respond to Frankie, by the way. She talked about wanting pictures of the new house, and I was like, nope, gotta come see it. She said when, and I got so busy I didn't answer. So, I mean, birthdays work. We could just reverse that, and that could work. Y'all could come here. All right. Who makes better meat, Will or Michelle? Well, Will doesn't barbecue. Will doesn't cook. That would be Michelle. Michelle does. Donner Pass Whiskey's here. Cheers to you. Just in time for the last minute entries before we cut off the giveaways, because Livewire Whiskey's been so great hanging out, tracking this for me. I need more. Oh, hold on a second. Oh my God, I pulled a Kathy Joe. Come here. I got you. Come here. Oh, shit. Oh, I did a Kathy Joe. Oh my God, Murphy, I'm so sorry. Guys, I threw my dog. I'm so sorry. His first time in his own seat, and he did good this whole time. And then it fell off the platform. And the whole thing went sideways, and it scared the shit out of him. I'm so sorry, Murph. Hey, dog down. We have a dog down. I dropped the dog. Oh, Murphy, I'm so sorry. Oh, he does have his Carhartt on. Yeah. I don't think he cares about that right now. I think he cares that I threw him across the room. Hey, are you okay, buddy? Let me fix your arm. Oh, now his seat's falling off. It's a mess, guys. It's a mess. He's terrified. Hey, there's those rails. There's those rails, guys. One more tamale. Hi. Are you okay? Sorry. Commercial break, guys. I traumatized my dog. We caught it all on live video. All right. Can I fix you? Are we good? Yeah? Is it okay? Will's like, there's no fucking way I'm bringing Ellie in now. I feel like it's a little bigger than a doggy on here. Hi. Oh, he's side-eyeing me, guys. I got the side eye. The Carhartt saved him. It did. It did save him. Ah. Whew. I need a drink after that, Murphy. What do you think? Are you good in your seat? Are you okay? I won't throw you again. Oh, look at Malam. Doggy, doggy, doggy. He mad. Livewire, I just finished a Russo pour in a wisdom glass. Pretty sure that will help me sleep. I think you'll wake up in 2 days. All right, I'm going to stand. See how much shorter I am? Because I threw my bar stool when I was picking up the Murph here. All right. You want to do some giveaways? Hey, Mike, let's cut that giveaway off now. We're going to start giving away free shit. It is our last night of doing all bottles in the boxes. Don't you worry. Next week's a Halloween stream. You know we're going to have some good shit in there. Don't forget, next week is the night before Halloween. We're going to do some costumes. We're going to do some Halloween cocktails. We're going to do a little whiskey. We're going to do, I don't know, maybe a fireball shot. I don't know. Could be a little crazy. 27 entries tonight. That's good odds. Let me, did I miss anyone? Because sometimes I like to read your notes, and I really wanted to pay attention to the guests tonight, and I hope I didn't miss anyone. Let me just see here if there's anything that I did miss. Wow. Can we get that dog throwing in slow motion to Angel? Oh my gosh, let's not do that. That's terrible. That's terrible, but a little funny. Will doesn't smoke meat, but smokes cigars. What gives? That makes me feel a lot of feelings that aren't good feelings and stuff. He does all the other manly shit, though. Can I just say, I mean, this man's basically building me a home. I mean, we bought a home, but he's making it mine. So there's that. He probably does know how to cook meat. It's just easy for him to say, only I do. Are you okay? All right. 27 entries. Let's do number 12. I know I want brisket now too, Mike. Number 12. Who's number 12? Let's give away free shit, Murphy. Will that make you feel better? No. Happy wife, happy life. Chew, you know. This poor dog. Hey. Oh, look. Okay. Who's our winner? Burnt ends. Just say, I don't like burnt ends. They're too fatty. Fatty. All right. I'm going to need a pour for this. Darn it. Whiskey Mountains is the winner. What? You win. Let's play some mystery box stuffs. Oh, you found a brisket only 4 pounds. I mean, is there another way to cook that? Is there another way to cook a 4-pound brisket besides smoking it? By the way, Lil, I did see you. They were in the middle of a great conversation, but I want to say hi, and I'm so glad you're here. The Little Book, oh my God, I'm so glad you asked. I'm going to do a review. But the gist of it is, I do not regret buying it. So freaking good. In fact, should I have more? Yeah. This woman smokes briskets and all kinds of meats plus sides. Nice. Oh, I've never used a smoker. I will say that. I can barbecue. I can slow roast some shit. I'm really good at cooking meat, but I've never smoked anything. I've never smoked any food, minus beverages. Anyway, I need to learn. Number 4. Okay. Are you okay? I feel really bad. Are you good? Okay. Let me get this down. I'm going to look at number 4. Are you ready? Oh, Triana. Stay there. Don't fall. Here we go. You ready, Murphy? Here we go. Dun, 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 dun. There might be a theme tonight. I don't know, maybe. Number 4 is a Jack Daniel's single barrel proof rye. It's a rye. Oh, look at that glare. Rye. It is. Hold on. There's glasses here somewhere. Or not. Oh, found them. I set all my shit on them. So, sorry. Hold on. I know how much you love rye, Adriana. All right, here we go. It is 129.3 proof. Adriana, you want to take this? You want to try again? You tell me, darling. Mom, you saw that last week? Oh, really? Mom, you know what we found on the shelf this last week? Hancock's. Yeah? Can you believe it? I believe it might be swapped. Is the theme right? Murphy, what's the theme? Do you know? Did you watch me? Were you paying attention? Jack Ray is good, says Lil. I will say, I agree with you, Lil. It is. It is. We'll take it, says Adriana. Perfect. Can we just all bask in this? Adriana wants the Jack Daniel's rye. It's actually pretty good. Okay. Well, there's one down, Murphy Murph. There's one. All right. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Nick was probably involved in that decision. I never liked Adriana. Okay. What are we at now? Did you forgive me? I think you forgave me. I don't think we're getting an Ellie tonight. We could try some Ellie emojis, but I don't know that we're going to get them. I've been trying to make emojis and I just ran out of time. All right. 23 entries left. All right. Murphy, I dumped my dog on the ground and he's hiding. Okay. Let's go with, I'm hoping to be in my new house on the, oh my gosh. He's 3. Let's go with number 3. Hi, I'm very sorry. We're going to have a new bar soon, and you'll have your own table to sit at. And Ellie, too. Yeah. So excited. So excited. William Davila, any chance of Ellie? Really regret not meeting up with you this year when you were here. Oh, yeah. We got to work on that. She's coming down on a regular basis. That'll be fine. Who won again? He will, and if not, you can make friends abroad. Who won again, Mike? I think I have an idea, but I don't want to say it out loud. Who was it? Who was it? Yeah, I mean, maybe that's why I let him hang there in intention. I rewatched the Murphy tossing pops up and he plummets to the ground. You said that to me. I mean, oh my God. I'm going to die. I'm going to die right now because I feel like I'm going to laugh. And then I'm going to feel like a really rotten person. Oh, grabbing the dog right now. That means he saw me throw the other dog. Don't eat my tamales. That is the lesson of the evening. Malam. Malam is the winner. Malam's the winner. All right, last chances, guys, while we do this. If you want to hang out for the Patreon Plinko, $4 joins the Patreon to play the Patreon Plinko. So you weren't tabbing out, so I used all caps. Oh my goodness, look at that face.
The chair.
There's a long, he didn't see it. There's a long story. Look at her face. I may have pulled a Kathy Joe.
Right.
I may have thrown the Murphy across the room.
That could happen.
Okay, number 1, is that what you're going to go with? Is that your final answer, Malam? Number 1? All right, we got to send Ellie. Oh, Ellie, Belly. All right. Do it, Malam. I'm confident for you. Hey, Murphy, I have to reach. You just want me to throw Murphy again. You want me to reach across you and get number one? Let's not throw the dog this time. Hold on, you're gonna see my back for a second. Holy shit. All right, hold on. It's gonna be a team effort. This is the fun stuff. This is why we do this. Look, it's a bed for both of you. Planned that way. All right. Here we go. I don't know why Murphy's scared. How skinny can I be? Oh my God. 10 more pounds. I would have done that with ease. Whew. Oh, I fell off. All right, here we go. Hi, number one. Okay, number one. Dun, 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 dun. Whew. Number one, here we go. It is a Remus highest rye. That's your choice. Staying with it. Chosen again. What's the choice? Whew. You let me know. That was tough. All right. I didn't throw any dogs. It's a win. All right. Remus, straight bourbon whiskey, highest rye. Love that bottle, says Mike. All right. Michael says, Malam, pick number 6, make her go back. I mean, that's skinny enough. You let me know. You let me know what you want to do, Malam. And then I can pick the Ellie back up. Love the Remus keeping it. Just hope you didn't throw in something crazy for this last week. Well, we're about to find out, aren't we? Well, before I move, let's take a look. You ready, guys? Then we'll do some Patreon Plinko. Number 2. Dun, 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 dun. We have a Larceny C923. Larceny C923. Not a rye, Adriana. Number 3. Dun, 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 dun. Rossville Bonnet & Bond 6-year rye whiskey. All right, here we go. Are you ready for this? Doop, 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 doop. Oh, my God. Ooh, can't wait till we get to the new house and I don't have to do that. All right. Whiskey Mountain says, dag, nabbit. All right. Number 5. Dun, 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 dun. Corbin Cash. Corbin Cash. Rye whiskey. That one. Don't be bakers. Don't be bakers. Don't be bakers. Yeah, C93. All right, here we go. Number 6. Dun, 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 dun. It is a pick. It is a High West double rye pick. These are all going back in the bunker for next time. For next time. Okay. Whew. Go ahead and throw in all those bottles with the Remus so you have less to move. Oh, at this point in moving, don't freaking tempt me. I will say William has done a lot of the heavy lifting because I have been doing the back end stuff. So we're splitting the difference. We are very close to being completely out. It's crazy. What was the theme? It actually was a rye theme. However, being the fact that we moved most of the whiskey already, I had to throw the Larceny in for the $6, but it was a rye theme. The other rye that I had, I just didn't feel was worthy of our last evening in this particular bar. So be interesting to see what next week shows because I won't have the bar completely set up. So I'm going to have to do an amazing costume, amazing giveaways, and amazing content. That's how that's going to have to roll. All right, dogs, I'm going to scoot you. I'm not going to throw you. I mean, I might. I'm going to scoot you like this. Perfect. Plenty of room so they don't fall off. All right. Whew. Let's get ready. Let me just check. Do we have any new patrons that I have to worry about? Let's see. I don't see. I don't see anything actually because I can't see my patron. All right. There we go. It looks like actually we do. Let's take a look here. Chew. Chew is a happy hour sipper. Welcome to the Patreon family, Chew. You now have a chance to be entered into Patreon Plinko and all the great stuff that comes with being a Patreon member. Thank you, thank you, thank you for your support. I'm so happy. I'll be sending you a little letter, email, message thing so that you know what my Patreon is all about. Thank you for joining. Okay, so this is how it's going to go. I'm going to show what could win. Friendly reminder. Oh my gosh. Thank you. See, having my back. So let's show you what we're playing for. All right. All the things and all the things. Ready? Tonight, here's what's on our Patreon Plinko. A $20 gift certificate, a Penelope Architect, a choice of wow glasses. We have a few. Choice of t-shirt from our website, Elijah Craig Barrel Proof, the Wow Boxers or Briefs, a Wow Stozel Nosing Glass, or a Wow Leather Journal and Pen. That's what we're playing for. That's what's up for grabs tonight. Good luck, patrons. Do you know what to do? Do you know what to do? I'm pretty sure most of you know what to do. This is the time. It doesn't matter about capitalization, but you do have to spell it right. This is when you put, I love this. Okay, I'm so sorry. That's what I thought, but then I thought I was wrong. So either way, I mean, you can, it's fine. It's fine. Didn't I win a gift certificate? How do I use that? Mullen, did you not get the email? I sent you an email with the code to use that. Did you not get that? If you didn't, I will resend it and then check your spam, but I'll resend it. I'll also double check Patreon, make sure your email is correct in Patreon, okay? All right, hashtag Plinko. That's what you're going to want to comment right now if you're a patron. Hashtag Plinko, because it is my favorite time of the night. It's time for Patreon Plinko.
Patreon Plinko. It's a game to play. With whiskey in our hands, we make your day. Support the show. Enjoy the fun with the women of whiskeys. Cheers, everyone. Well, now you know. Yeah, it's time for Patreon Plinko.
Yay! My favorite time. My favorite time. I love this game. I love it so, so much. I can't even tell you. All right. Let's do a little Plinko stuffs. Are you guys ready? Are you ready? I won't throw you. I promise. I mean, I shouldn't promise. It could happen. All right. We're going to share the screen. Ooh, sorry. We're going to share the screen. All right. Oh, hi, Murphy. What you doing there, buddy? All right. We're going to do hashtag Plinko. And he jumped. He's out. He's done. He's over. Only 10 entries tonight. Great odds. Here we go. Dun 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 dun. I know. Are you scared? Oh, Michael S gets to play Patreon Plinko. Mr. Mom says no to Molly's as Plinko prizes. No, because he ate them. He ate them. That's why. Michael S. All right. Are you excited? Let's play some Patreon Plinko. Sure, he jumped. He did jump. I mean, Ellie's shaking. She's terrified right now. All right. It might be a minute. I thought it was a good idea to give him his own seat and let him hang out. And he did really good till I threw him. Sorry. All right. Ellie, I know you're scared. You can go down too. I have now traumatized my dogs. Okay. F for falling dog. Michael. I mean, fair. All right. All right. Flailing dogs. Oh, flailing dogs. All right, let's do it. I lost the ball. Oh my God, this night. I found the ball. Yes, William Hall. Were you not paying attention? I showed it. But I'll show it again after. Here we go. Flying dog, Balam. All right, fine. A, B, C, D, E, F. All right, ready? Here we go. Ooh, it was a jumper. We got number 5. What was number 5 again? What was number 5? Number 5 was Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. Woohoo! All right, that's nice. That's really nice. Congratulations. I'm going to make sure that hits your porch very shortly. I don't know which one you're getting. I have a few of them in there. And they're packed. So I'm just going to reach into the box that is all Elijah Craig and I'm going to pull one out. And that's what you get. I like that idea. Oh my God. Was that not the best guests ever? Okay, I'm gonna try and sit back up here real quick for a minute with you guys. And then just cracked an ECBP B22. If you want to wait until after the move, I'm good. Michael, thank you. I actually owe some people some shipping from last week. I might throw out some letters asking if I can wait until after the move, but I might not. If I'm feeling spunky, it might all go out, but I appreciate that offer because it is just me and I appreciate that. Thank you so much. My goal is to make you guys wait as small amount of time as possible. So, Malam says, I really enjoyed the stream tonight. I did too. I loved, the only thing that would have made it better is if I would have been able to get a hold of their whiskey. But I just loved having them on here because of their vision. It was just so great. So, I guess I'm going to see you guys next week in the new place, doing the new things in the new costume. And I mean, I think it'll be fun. It is. Mike, thank you so much for tracking. Make sure you check out Livewire Whiskey Sunday nights. He goes live pub style, which I'm not going to lie. He's had some great people in the chat. I always have fun, even if I don't go on the stream, just hanging out in chat. And I have even more fun when I go on the stream. But Sunday nights, check him out and all his friends and all our peeps that get on there. Whiskey Mountains, safe travels to you. Please stay in touch with me. I love you very much. And I'm blessed to have you as a friend. And my thoughts are with you. I know that many other people have reached out to me telling me that their thoughts are with you as well. So everybody have a great night. I'll see you Wednesday. Maybe before, if I somehow in the middle of this crazy move have time to drop that little book review. Good night, guys. No after show. I'm exhausted from the move. Love you. Bye.